UFC Fight Night Cejudo vs Yadong has wrapped up in the weirdest way possible. We actually had a very good card. Like, I would say this card was actually very good. We had finish after finish. We had all these crazy back and forth fights. But the main event, man, was really weird. Let me just start off with Henry Cejudo. He lost. He was clearly losing, and he looked awful. Let me just say, like, physicality-wise, he looked a lot, not as in good of shape as he typically is, and he looked a lot slower. Obviously, he's 38 years old at bantamweight. That's sort of to be expected. He's an older guy in this weight class. So I understand that. I understand why, he was a bit slower and everything like that. But he actually had a lot of success. Before I just completely shit on him. Yeah, he was probably down. I thought he arguably could have won the first round. Because he landed a lot of good leg kicks that seemed to do some damage to Yadong. It seemed like it stiffened his leg a little bit. So I gave it to him because, not a lot happened in the round. So I was like, if, not much happened in the round, you got to sort of think that could be the guy who stiffens up his leg with leg kicks. That you got to, if not a lot happens in the round, you got to probably, that's the most damaging shot. So I thought maybe he edged the first, but it was close. I could see why people would give it to Yadong. But yeah, it was like Henry Cejudo had a pretty good second round too. I didn't think he won it. I thought Yadong won the second round, but he landed like a double jab. It seemed like it busted up the nose of Yadong a little bit. But the leg kicks were pretty good. They were a good part of his game. People were like, oh, he's got to wrestle. Henry has to wrestle. But I feel like people don't actually watch Henry Cejudo fights. He typically never really used his wrestling except against Marlon Moraes. Every other fight was just his striking that got it done for him. Like, the DJ fight was pretty much just a striking affair. The TJ Dillashaw fight, he knocked him out in like 30 seconds. That was on the feet. He is actually a striker when it comes to his MMA. Yeah, he's an Olympic gold medalist and all that in wrestling, but he's a striker when it comes to MMA, karate base and all that. But, he ends up getting poked. He gets kicked in the nuts. He gets kicked in the cup. It was a bit off to the side, but I think it landed personally. It looked like it did. And then he took a double eye poke, which is pretty damn nasty. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That is not going to feel very good for you if you're Henry Cejudo. That's not going to help your vision by any means. So yeah, he gets double eye poked. He also got kicked in the dick. And then, he took the full 5 minutes, as you can see here. Like, he just sat down. He's like, you know what? I'm taking the 5 minutes. Takes the 5 minutes after getting double eye poked. And, then he's just running away the whole round. And then immediately after the third round, he's like, I can't see. He's yelling it out so everyone can hear. Some people are saying, it's like he's looking for a way out. Technically, yeah, you could say that. Like, he does want the fight to be stopped. But he also didn't have to keep fighting. He could have just stopped then. That probably would have been better for him. Because we had the weirdest thing ever with Jason Herzog being like, we got to start the fourth round so then we can make it a technical decision, which I didn't think was the rule. But I guess maybe 5-round fights are different to 3 rounds, because I know 3-rounders, you can do a technical decision during the third round and they will just score how the third round went. But in this fight, we didn't really see that. They went to the fourth round, and they scored the entirety of the first 3 rounds. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird little thing, but it actually screwed Cejudo over because Song Yadong actually got the technical decision because of that. If Cejudo would have left when he did, if he would have not taken the 5 minutes and just given up then, or not given up, that sounds like insulting, but if he would have just said, I'm not going to fight again, it would have been a no contest. He actually would have not had an L on his record, but unfortunately for him now, he's got an L. He's 0-3 since coming back to the UFC, which is pretty rough for him because he was on a great run of things, man. Like, he didn't have to leave. He could have got some good fights together. Who knows where he could have ended up, but unfortunately for Mr. Cejudo. He's now 0-3. They were calling for a rematch, but I have a sneaky feeling that Henry Cejudo's not going to have a rematch because it was not a fight where he was really succeeding in it. It was a tough matchup for him on paper as well. He honestly, I was thinking before this fight he should go to flyweight, but I don't think he would have a lot of success at flyweight because his speed seemed to go on a little bit. His timing's a bit off. But maybe they could do him versus like Rob Font. I feel like that would be a good fight. Rob Font, Cejudo, both older guys. Font's 37, Cejudo's 38. It's winnable for both men. But yeah, tough for Cejudo, but good performance by Yadong. He did eat a lot of shots. Like, people are talking like this is some flawless performance. He took some big shots. He's got a good chin, but like Cejudo landed a lot of big shots. Seemed like it busted his nose up, cut him a little bit. Like, Cejudo fighting at like 0.5 speed is still landing on you. That's, you got to sharpen your defense up a little bit, I feel like, but still overall good performance by Yadong. Bit of some dirty moves, but I can't imagine Song Yadong was going in there on purpose to fucking gouge the eyes of Henry Cejudo when new to him. But yeah, then we had the co-main event, which was Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Brendan Allen. This fight, I was nervous. I'm a big Fluffy Hernandez fan. Like, I can't lie, I love the guy's fight style. But he made this fight scary. Like, first he got like head kicked, and then Brendan Allen, with his signature low fight IQ, goes to jump the back after head kicking Anthony Hernandez. He's got this big thing where it's like, oh, I'm a better fighter than everyone because I can get submissions. Well, you can't get any submissions, bud. Why don't you just use your striking? Your striking's not that bad. Like, I feel like he could have maybe won this fight, but I guess maybe if he went more aggressive on the feet, he might have gassed. Who knows? Maybe he's not comfortable fighting at a high pace on the feet. But yeah, he like sort of drops. We didn't drop him, but he kicked him in the head, took the back, and then immediately fell off. And then Hernandez got on top, did a bit of work, but then reversed again. Brendan Allen landed some good ground and pound, had a few close submission attempts. Second round, it was all Hernandez from memory. He was doing some good work. Some good work on the ground, some good work with the hands. Honestly, probably his worst performance on this current round. Like, Hernandez normally is real high pace, big shots, doesn't stop coming. And I think he mentioned in his post-fight interview that he was on the last of his antibiotics. I truly believe that. I don't think that's an excuse. I really do think he was compromised in this fight, because that is not this isn't the Anthony Hernandez who went 5 fucking full-pace rounds against Michel Pereira. Like, you can tell he wasn't the same guy in this fight. Like, I'm giving him the full benefit of the doubt. He normally fights at a much higher pace. Even on the feet, he'd normally just throw combo after combo, just go high pace, fast pace, throw in lots of output. But this fight, we didn't really see much output. So I honestly think there was maybe something wrong with him. But he still won. Like, he still clearly won the fight. The third round, I will say, he hurt Brendan Allen with a shot. And the fucking ref, he let Brendan Allen recover. He thought it was an eye poke. It was clearly the knuckle went into the eye. That means it was legal. And I was arguing with someone because they were saying that it was a poke. He brushed the knuckle on his eye. That's still legal. It's the knuckle going into the eye. I don't think you know what a poke is. A poke is when the finger goes into the eye. That did not happen. That was a knuckle. That was clear. That was a clear knuckle to the eye. That's illegal. So he sort of got screwed over there because he could have got some stuff going there. And then Brendan Allen punches him in the eye. But, the ref doesn't think that's an eye poke. He gives him the benefit of the doubt. Lets Brendan Allen go. Brendan Allen goes forward, but then he gets, hit back with, a 2-piece combo, I think. I think it might have been a 2-piece or a 3-piece. Gets hit a couple times. Hernandez shoots under. He doesn't get the first one. I think he hits him again, then shoots another one, gets it eventually. So that was interesting, to be honest, to watch that play out. Good back and forth on the feet. But then he gets him down. He holds him down for the remainder of the round. Goes for a few submission attempts. But I will say the one thing is that it was really close to, you could have maybe given that to Allen on damage. I think because the ref realized afterwards that was a legal shot. You could say they were equal on damage on the feet, and then Hernandez did start to get it going a bit more with ground and pound towards the end. I think that gives him the round. I can honestly see why people might think, I can see a slight argument for Allen winning, but I think Hernandez still won. But if Hernandez didn't get going with a bit of ground and pound, you could have argued that for Allen. But still, overall, good performance by Hernandez, especially because it does seem like he was compromised. Give him, give him fucking Izzy. Give him Izzy or give him Jared Cannonier. Give him one of those guys. I'd like to see those fights. I think that'd be good scraps. I think people are going to underestimate him and he's going to come back very strong his next fight. Jared Cannonier might be a nightmare matchup for him though. Because Cannonier can crack, but he doesn't really go to the body too much. I could see him hurting him on the feet, but I think I think Hernandez could get some work going on the feet. And eventually just go for takedown after takedown. And once he does get Cannonier down, he'd probably keep him there. Cannonier's got good takedown defense. I don't know how good his get-ups are, though. I feel like he would be held down a little bit if he does eventually get taken down. But then anyway, we had Rob Font versus Gene Masamuto. I thought Rob Font won. Everyone was calling this a robbery. I've seen a few people saying robbery. Damage. Rob Font did the more damage. He sort of cheap-shotted him in the first. A lot of people were saying it was a cheap shot. I think he did touch gloves, but he immediately just threw a combo on him, like a two-piece on him. He touched gloves. Like, you got to defend yourselves at all times. Is it a bit dirty? Yeah, maybe. Masamuto probably wasn't prepared for it, but I like it. I like the aggressiveness. Rob Font put on a good performance. Takedown defense, still not the greatest, but I knew he would win this fight. Masamuto, he looked pretty good with his striking, but I thought Rob Font did the more damage. He was always moving forward. Got taken down a lot, but Masamuto did nothing with his takedowns. Third round, very clear for Rob Font. First round, I thought also could have gone to Rob Font, which it did. But yeah, good fight. This was a really good scrap, to be honest. Didn't get a finish, but it was a really fun fight. Then moving on up, we had my favourite autist, Gene Silva versus Melsik Bagdasaryan. Awesome performance. I love Gene Silva. I'm a Gene Silva believer. I picked him. I never doubted the guy, when it came to this fight. Like, I picked him, but, jeez, he looked good. Melsik is a very good striker. Like, yeah, if you go out there and wrestle fuck Melsik, yeah, okay, cool. You showed you can out wrestle a kickboxer. But he showed he can knock out a really talented kickboxer in Melsik Bagdasaryan. I literally said his name. Bagdasaryan. He showed very good power. Like, in featherweight, we don't really have too many knockout artists in that division. Obviously, Ilya's leaving. You got Diego, who's, he's got some pop in his punches, but you don't really see people put people out like Gene Silva does it. He's got some weird power for 145, and he's got power at 155 as well. Like, he put a beating on Drew Dober. Like, this guy's legit. I want to see him. He didn't take any damage, really, when you think about it. I'd like to see it make a quick turnaround. Maybe just give him someone at 155 who can just go in there and beat the fuck out of. I love watching this guy fight. I want to see this guy fight again. Like, as soon as possible. I want to see him barking. I want to see him coming out to his classical music. I love this man. He's probably my favorite of the fighting nerds at this point. Either him, it's tough between him, Prates, and Ruffy. Like, Ruffy, I think Gene Silva is the best of the fighting nerds, so that's what I am going to say. Besides Caio Borrello, who is in like a bit of a weaker division, but I think Gene Silva could really put a beating on some of these ranked guys. Like, I really think this guy's legit. I would imagine he's going to get a ranked opponent now. He's 4-0 in the UFC. I mean, he literally beat the fuck out of Drew Dober, who was a ranked lightweight at one point. Beat Charles Jourdain, Weston Wilson's whatever, but like, he beat some pretty good guys. Not some. Well, he did beat one of the worst guys, but like, he's interesting. He's an interesting prospect. Makes me sad Ilya's moved up, because like, imagine Gene Silva versus Ilya Topuria. What a crazy fight that would be, but still, cool fighter. He called out Bryce Mitchell. That could actually be tricky. We don't know much about Gene Silver's takedown defense. That is actually sort of like a... Ooh, that's actually interesting because we will learn a lot. If he can defend the takedowns from Bryce Mitchell, then who knows, like a Gene Silver versus Movsar Evloev down the line, like that could get interesting. That's a good test though. Like Bryce Mitchell gave Ilia Topuria some trouble, like on the feet and with the grappling. Like, he is better than people make him out to be, so like that would actually be interesting. But yeah, great performance by Gene Silver. We had Julius Walker versus Alonzo Menifield. Menifield gets the decision. I thought Julius Walker won. To be honest with you guys, I thought he landed some pretty damaging shots on Menifield. Like it seemed like he got hurt a lot, but and he was landing some really good, like he was landing good volume shots. Like I feel like Menifield maybe had a better poker face than Walker, and that's why they gave it to Menifield. Not saying it's a robbery. I can see the argument either way, but I just feel like Walker did land a lot of damaging shots, but I feel like Menifield could keep his poker face. While anytime Walker got hit, it was like he was, going all over the place. He didn't get knocked down, and he wasn't badly rocked, but I guess his optics were a lot worse. But still, good performance from both guys. They sort of gassed. Julius Walker took this on such short notice, though, so you got to give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit. I think he's a good guy. Going in there against the top 15 light heavyweight on your debut on 11 days' notice, and you arguably won. Like, that is impressive. But yeah, great fight. People shout on it a little bit. I thought it was cool. Ion Kutalaba versus Ibo Aslan. Turkish Power got the last Ottoman got killed by the Moldovan Ion Kutalaba, the Moldovan Hulk. That was revenge for the Balkans. It was like the Balkan Civil War. There's the War of Independence from Istanbul, or Ankara, I think actually is the capital. Don't know if it was for the Ottoman Empire, but anyway, yeah, Ion Kutalaba just went in there and he handled the Young Turk. Sorry, I gotta stop with the puns. Yeah, great performance by Ion, man. He got some big shots landed on him, but the wrestling, he was just so much better in the grappling. He actually landed a really smooth takedown entry. Like, it was actually a beautiful stuff. Like, he is actually so athletic. 2-fight winning streak. Ion, I was scared my GOAT, Ion, was going to get cut until, he won his last fight. There was a moment where it was actually getting scary, like a couple years ago, where we're like thinking like maybe he's going to get cut. Like, he beat Tanner Bosa, but he was like 1, 2, 3, 4. He was 1-4 in his last 5 at one point. Like that was scary times. But he's come back, which I love, because I am a big Ion Kutalaba enjoyer. Yeah, he's on a 2-fight winning streak. It's the first streak he's had since 2018. Normally he's a lose one, win one type of guy. So it's good to see him on a streak. I love Ion, man. I love the face-off he does. I'm glad he won. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't pick him. In hindsight, I probably should have. I never really rated Aslan too highly. I thought he was good, powerful, but his grappling, he did get choked out by Anton Tricoli, and they had a competitive fight back. So, in hindsight, maybe I should have picked him, but... Oh, no, Anton didn't actually get any takedowns, but I guess Ion Kutalaba is just that damn good. But anyway, yeah, great performance by Ion. Then we had Andre Fili versus Melguazel Costa. This really did feel like Andre Fili just wanted to lose. Shot a takedown, and then let Costa guillotine him. It was really weird. Like, he wasn't even like caught in a guillotine. He let him adjust to the guillotine. Really weird from Andre Fili. Like, I really don't know what the thought process was there. But, Costa won. I'm glad. He seems like a really humble guy and a really... what's the word? Like, just a good guy. He's got... Is it Villatango? Oh, man. Yeah. He's got Vitiligo, I think. I'm probably butchering that. I think it's what Michael Jackson had, but just the color of his skin is like, I don't know, it's changes, or it's like, I don't know, it's like a skin disease. I'm not too educated, I'm not a doctor. Shout out Kevin Aioli. But he said he was fighting for all the kids who have that, so I really respect him. He seems like a pretty good guy, you know. So yeah, good on him. Then we had Mansour Abdul Malik versus Nick Klein. Man, Nick Klein was really close to this spinning elbow. Firstly, the guy looks like a middleweight Michael Chiesa. Let's just put that out there. He looks like middleweight Michael Chiesa. It's actually crazy. But yeah, spinning elbow badly rocks Mansour. He was already winning the round with a lot of kicks and, you know, all that sort of stuff. I feel like he sort of fumbled it because he shot a takedown and just let him recover. I feel like if he maybe pushed the striking a little bit, I know he's not the greatest striker, but push forward a little bit, landed a few more shots, he could have got him out of there. Like, he was so badly hurt, but, you know, he ends up surviving. And then the second round, Mansour just comes back and beats the crap out of him. Gets a standing TKO, and yeah, gets the win. You know, Bisping was talking about him being a future champ. He still could be, you never know. Like, Dricus du Plessis wasn't looking too crash hot in his first two fights, and he then went on to beat the shit out of Israel Adesanya, Robert Whittaker, Sean Strickland, Darren Till and Derek Brunson. So, you know, anything is possible in the middleweight division, but I think Mansour obviously has a bit more work to do. I did like his matchmaking though. Nick Klein versus Antonio Trigoli would be a good fight. I think Nick Klein would win that too. We had Ricky Simone versus Javid Bashra. This was scary. So I got another pick wrong. Happened a lot this card. But I will say, what a crazy KO. Like, I don't even mind that I got it wrong, because that was a crazy, crazy KO. Ricky Simone lands the perfect 1-2 and just puts out Javid Bashra, and then to add insult to injury, he fucking hammer fists his throat. He literally hammer fist. He did the Francis Ngannou hammer fist of death that he did to Stipe Miocic on his throat. So Javid Bashra, you know, next time he does an interview, he's like, well, you know, because if he's got like a really high pitched voice now, you know why? Because he sort of like punched in his throat, or if he just can't speak anymore, I'd understand it, because that was a heavy hammer fist. But yeah, Ricky Simone gets the win. I feel bad for Javid Bashra. That's 2 in a row now, 2 losses in a row. I was pretty high on him at one point. The brother, everyone says the brother was the good one. I was like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I guess Farad in hindsight probably is the better brother, but yeah, it sucks for Javid. I think Javid can still come back, but that is a bad KO to take in the bantamweight division. So he should definitely take a lot of time off. But yeah, great performance by Ricky Simone. I am glad he won. Not because I have anything against Javid Bashra, but, you know, Ricky Simone's a bit of a legend. Will he be a Hall of Famer? No, more than likely not. But he is like a legend when it comes to it. Beat Merab many years ago. Weird circumstances. But then he was on a 3-fight losing streak, which is, you know, pretty sad to see for a guy like Ricky Simone who's been around for a while. Didn't want to see a guy like that get cut. Like, he's actually a lot younger than you'd think as well. Like, he's only 32. Like, he's been in the UFC for a very long time. Like, when did he debut? Debuted 2018 against Merab. So he's been in the UFC since 2018. That's 8 years. That's actually a very long time when you think about it. 5, 6, 7 years. Sorry, yeah, 7 years. But that's a very long time. So yeah, I'm glad he got a win, because he was on a tough run of things, and he fought some pretty tough guys: Yadong, Mario Batista, Vinicius Oliveira. So yeah, I'm glad he ended up rebounding here. But yeah, great performance. Then we had Nikolai Virentenikov versus Austin Vanderford. Austin Van Zant, if you will. Mr. Van Zant won. Fair play to him. I didn't pick him. But yeah, Nikolai just has no takedown defense. I knew he got taken down by Morales, but I thought Michael Morales was just, you know, this insane athletic freak, which he still is. But I thought maybe that was why Nikolai got taken down so much against him. But yeah, bro had no success in this fight. He made Austin Vanderford look like fucking Colby Covington, prime Colby Covington. or even fucking Habib, man. He was just taking him down, beating the crap out of him. And yeah, he got a TKO. Really, really bad performance by Nikolai. And then he went and shoved him after the fight. Like, bro, you got battered. You can't go and shove the guy who beat the shit out of you. It doesn't work that way. Like, the guy battered you badly, took you down at will. Like, you can't go in and shove a guy like that. Like, you lost. Like, what are you going to do? Get taken down again? Like, I don't like when fighters are, like, sore losers about that sort of stuff. Like, bro, you lost. Now you're going to get cut. I thought they would have given him another fight, but they're definitely going to cut him after he did that little shove. So, yeah, that's probably his UFC career over. So, yeah, good job, pal. Like, seriously, you didn't have to do that, but you did. And now you're probably going to get cut after losing to Paige VanZant's husband. Congratulations. Then we had Sultan Ruzabayev versus Eric Mick Koniko. Sultan Ruzabayev wins. Boring first round. Then comes out and catches him. Drops him 2 times, or maybe even 3 times. Good bit of a battering. Good job by Ruzabayev. I think people complaining about the stoppage. Like, bro, he got dropped 3 times. Like, what do you want? Did you want him dead? Like, yeah, he recovered on the ground, but he would have just got up and got knocked down again. Like, he got hit in the equilibrium. His feet weren't there. He was not there. Like, he couldn't stand up. It was just wobbling all over the place. Every time he got hit, he was dropped. You know, you can't let the guy keep fighting with those circumstances. But Sultan Ruzabayev gets the win. Then we had Modestas Bukauskas versus Rafael Cerqueira. I probably butchered that. Modestas Bukauskas puts him out cold. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. The guy shouldn't be in the UFC. Rafael should not be in the UFC. He's clearly not UFC level, but also it's like he's scared. Like, all he does is back up with his hands up in the corner. Like, that's all he does. You know, he's a big, scary, athletic Brazilian, but he's like, you know, scared to get hit. Like, it's weird. Like, it would be like if Francis Ngannou. I mean, I was gonna say it'd be like Ngannou if he was scared to throw a punch, but there was the Derek Lewis fight. But it'd be like, I don't know, just you're so much bigger. You're this big, athletic, scary dude, but you just stand there not willing to throw anything. It's a bit weird. Like, just stood there with his guard up. Like, is that really what we're doing here? But Modestas Bukauskas puts him out. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. You know, awesome finish. Most brutal finish. And Bukauskas is on a run now. A 2-fight winning streak. You love to see it. Bukauskas is a guy, people said his career was over after the Roundtree fight. So it is good to see him on a bit of a streak now. You know, 2-fight winning streak. He's like 4-1 in his last 5, I believe. I think he only lost to Petrino. So, you know, you love to see that for Bukauskas. Get a bit of a streak going. But, yeah, crazy KO. But anyway, that is my breakdown of UFC Fight Night Seattle, Yadong versus Cejudo, or Cejudo versus Yadong, whatever way you word it. Yeah, interesting card. A lot of good finishes. Weird main event ending, but yeah, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time, and thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, see you guys next time.